guys, my name is Logan Wilkins, and welcome to the next video. So this is the next video in my Danganronpa promotion. So let's get right into it. Talking about Toro. So Joe grew up a fairly normal life. I've up to the age of 10. He was a very playful child with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of love in his heart. He was friends with most people he knew and was always treated like an equal to everyone. That was until he got to the age of 10. He went through an early puberty of sorts, going through many changes. His hair turned purple. He started purple, and he grew bigger than everyone else. He actually took on a completely different look, looking like he was from a popular anime with his sharper looks and more serious faces. Which he was actually cursed with to always have a serious face. He couldn't express emotion facially at all, no matter what, unless that emotion was pure, unadulterated anger, or just a serious expression. For most of his life, and after he became like this, people started fearing him, believing he was some sort of, or believing him to be dangerous and not trustworthy in the slightest. Ugh. He was always treated as somebody that didn't he was always an outcast as to everyone, and his mere presence caused people to run at the sight of him. Um, um, it got to the point where he just started believing that nobody would ever care for him again, that it would all just be for not. He even started wearing a metal armor around his arm, just to signify that he's ready for any blow anybody could say about him. Believing that all that he would ever hear is that he's a monster, he's a beast, that he doesn't deserve anything. Joe was just done with life. Uh, believing that he might as well just die. Would be for the better. At a, at a, at a, until a girl walked into his life. A girl named Suki that ended up would change him for the better. She was the first person to ever believe in him and believe that he was good. Good. Sorry, don't have do not disturb on anyways. But Suki was the first person to believe that he was good. But in that believe that he wasn't the monster everybody said he was. As 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 despite being being a bit smaller than him, she was always so bright and cheerful around him. around him around him. And she would she would always take care of him after the gang beat down people would do to him. If he was caught on the streets, he's in a bad neighborhood. Hood. but but life never goes well for Joe. Oh, oh, and and he was about to learn, and that happiness does not last forever, especially with him. Um, One day when he and Suki were walking down the street, a group of men and surrounded them, trying to kidnap Suki and knock him away. A, and after a brutal beatdown, they were successful, kidnapping Suki and taking her away. Leaving Joe feeling powerless, like he couldn't do anything to defend and the girl he actually fell in love with. And so Joe decided that he needed to learn. he needed to learn to fight so he could save his best friend and the girl he loved. So taking so he started examining martial arts styles. I was learning them, practicing them, becoming a man that, and no, an actual monster that everybody believed he was. As also he could save one girl. Oh, in a week he was a master in almost every martial arts style known to man, and and believing himself ready, he went to the into into the location of the gang, and bursting through their doors and within in a matter of an hour, or the gang of 100 men was reduced to just one, the leader, uh, uh you know, who had broken Suki's will and was trying to force himself onto her when he found on the two. Who- Joe was in a outrage of fury. He killed the gang leader, in a brutal manner that left him with left the gang leader looking more like a bloody puddle. Oh, at all. Oh. Oh, this didn't sit well with Suki, he who had actually who wasn't a fan of violence in the least, and believed that was, and always thought of Joe's more pacifistic ways were better. He always got attacked but never fought back. And she preferred this, but after but seeing this made her believe that Joe might just be the monster everybody said he was. Because no matter how much she didn't want to believe it, even that the man and she he was that the man she called her best friend was so brutal to these people, no matter how bad they were, uh, how bad the beatdown was, how badly how ruthless he was, as as Suki he ran from the scene, and Joe didn't see her again and until one day. After receiving an invitation to Hope's Peak Academy, he ran into Suki when they were both entering. Turns out Suki had been invited to the school as the ultimate Suki had been invited to the school as the ultimate cheerleader. You know, uh, you know, you know, and Suki gave him a chance to explain himself. After seeing him after so many years, again after so many years, yes, and the two, of course, promised that they'd meet up more often, often, and it would be possible since Joe had been invited as the ultimate to Hope's Peak to be the ultimate reference. So Joe is a joke character that I came up with. That's a living, talking, walking JoJo's reference. He is literally a JoJo's character incarnate on it and it's the whole joke of him. Of course, I was like with the Danganronpa. I make no claim of ownership over JoJo's. Or the concept of a JoJo's reference. This character is just a joke character that exists for the ha-has, despite being an actually pretty serious character with a hard backstory. Right, like he is not somebody that you would normally. He doesn't look like somebody you'd associate with a backstory like this. I know. Which originally I was thinking of asking my friend to make him look more roughed up and scary, of a JoJo's character. But after he showed me this, I decided it was the perfect image to go with. So yeah, this is Joe Toro. A name picked out by my brother, by the way, as a joke. Hoke, 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 home cook that he wanted to make. So yeah, that that's the third one of this Danganronpa OC character analysis for Danganronpa Heaven and Hell, the book I'm making for Danganronpa. For Danganronpa. Well, it was nice talking to you guys. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.